Hey guys, Anthony, 4x4 Diesel. Just a quick video to show you the reality of what you can expect, what fuel economy you can expect to get over about 10,000 Ks, right? You can see on the odometer reading there, 10,014 kilometers. We just completed the 10,000 K service. We've just completed a 7,600 kilometer trip from Melbourne to North Queensland and back with a bit of running around. So we're going to have a look at the trip stats. Now, I should have probably showed you this before I drove, and then you would have seen since the last refill, after refuel, but you know, that's not it because I just refueled, didn't I? So that's what I just did. Anyway, what matters is if you've been watching these fuel economy videos, or even if you haven't, you can go back to the playlist and there's a series of those, and some of the most recent ones I put up you'll see were the ones before this on fuel economy. And here's a statistic for you. So for 100, see how it says 40 hours there, right? It's got at the top, it's got the temperature 16, right? After reset, that's since I pressed the reset button. And for your record, I'm going to press the reset again at the end of this video, and we're going to start fresh, and we'll do another 10,000 Ks, and in 10,000 Ks at 20,000 we'll do another one of these videos to show you what we're getting. The vehicle setup, no bull bar, only a slight lift. Lift doesn't change fuel economy any measurable amount. The flat roof rack will make a little bit of a difference, depends what speeds you're traveling at, but the big one we all know, because we've shown the evidence on these videos, the Ko2s were on the car since about 1,000 kilometers roughly, if I remember correctly. Check the video. So after reset, that's what we're talking here. The average is 10.2 litres per 100 Ks. On the trip I had some fills that were 9.3. That fill I just had then, I got exactly 1,000 kilometers. Sorry, no, I squeezed in 100 litres and had done about 1,000 and it was about 1,017 or 18 Ks, somewhere there. So a fraction better than 10 litres per 100 Ks. Trip computer says 10.2. It's been very accurate with what it tells me and what I actually get when I fill up. It does vary a little bit, but it's quite accurate. So just so you can compare to your vehicle and know what you're really going to get. This is traveling at highway speeds a lot of the time, 100, 110 ish, maybe a bit more because your speedo's out, so you've got to add a few Ks for that. So you might have seen some speeds above cruise control set above 110 with Ko2s and a flat roof rack with nothing on it, traveling at those sorts of speeds for the majority. Obviously some of it at slower speeds and that sort of thing as well. Averaged out at a genuine around about 10 litres per 100 Ks, which for this size vehicle not too bad, but not as good as what you could get if you had the road tyres, no roof rack. Remember, this is a nice light GX, no towing, no tow bar, but you could get better fuel economy if you had the road tyres, no roof rack, no extra weight, and you were driving around in 60, 70, 80, 90 zones, because the faster you go, the more fuel you use. I can tell you, I did a few of the trips that I did. Okay, if we just move this back to using our selection button, so after start, on that one, that gives you what you're getting for the one trip. And on some vehicles like the Camrys, it says one trip. So what that means is you start the engine till you shut off the engine, that's your one trip, or after start. So since I started the car, it's hopeless. It's been running 4 minutes. I've just moved away from the fuel pump and I went, guess what? I've got to give these people some information so they know what's real. But I even saw with these tyres traveling at slower speeds, I saw trips with in the 8s, like I think I saw an 8.3 and an 8.6. You know, I might have been driving 30-40 minutes and didn't go above 90 Ks. So you can get really good economy by going slower. I've explained in other videos, it's like a brick. It's not quite as bad as a brick, but it's like a brick. It's not aerodynamic. The faster you go, creates wind resistance, which requires horsepower to maintain the speed, which uses fuel to do so. Simple mathematics. So you don't want to drive around in stop-start traffic, but you want to be at a speed once you're up to speed, so you're not accelerating using excess fuel, but not traveling at a speed that's got high wind resistance, which in a PRADO, I'd probably suggest optimal could be around, you know, look, you wouldn't probably see a lot of difference between 60, 70 and 80 Ks. To be in the higher gears, I'd suggest probably around 80 Ks, somewhere in there could be really good. But that doesn't mean you can't get better economy at 60, believe it or not, in this type of vehicle. So if you've got the road tyres and you're driving around really nice, it's certainly possible. And not just a magic downhill run, I mean, it's certainly possible to get a genuine around 7 litres per 100 Ks, 8 litres per 100 Ks out of these vehicles as it is out of the 1KDs when they were new before you modified them and changed the tyres and everything as well. You could easily get around 8s, that sort of thing. Obviously there's a lot of variables, just trying to give you an indication, so I thought I'd spend the 5 minutes to do so. Let me just have a look if there's anything else here for you. So after reset, so after refuel, that's basically no point looking at that. You can see how many Ks the car's done. We talked about after reset. I said I'm going to reset it. Here it is. Hold the button. Hang on, I held the wrong button. I went to trip A. There it is, 0. Hold this button here. Bang. You can see I've reset it. We'll call it at 10,000 Ks. Now I'm going to go back to leave it on the after start or the speedo, and that's the video, guys. If you want to see more of this info and heaps more better videos and more helpful info than this, subscribe, turn the bell on. I hope you liked it. Smash the like button, just showing you the reality what it is. Thanks for watching. See ya.